Conjury is a game that does the basics well, but leaves out a few central things to making a standout title. Notably, there are not enough roguelike elements with the items that you come across to keep the players engaged with endless possibilities. That being said, there is enough here to keep players entertained for several hours as you try to make it through all the difficulties with each character. Conjury is another one of those deck-building roguelike genres. However, this one focuses more on specific equipment cards that you add to your deck that shape your playthrough. This equipment can vary from weapons that increase damage when you lock mana in future turns, items that get stronger every time they're broken, or, my favorite, shields that make enemies attack themselves. You're presented with one of these items the first time that you take out an enemy. However, you could pick up subsequent copies or completely new pieces of equipment on occasion after defeating any enemy. Each enemy defeat presents you with an option of adding a card to your deck or drawing a card. Card pools are indicated by the icon display, where the bag represents the fuel of your archetype engine, the chest representing the equipment cards, and the satchel representing food cards, which allow you one-time use of either adding health or a particular effect. You'll navigate your classic Slay the Spire-esque map, though a much smaller version, going through enemies as you build up your deck, events in an attempt to get equipment to make your journey easier, or temples to upgrade your equipment. At the end of each level, you'll face one of many bosses, your standard deck building experience, if you will. The game is very accessible and super easy to understand, and it doesn't take any time at all to get used to. This is because you're not going to find any crazy combos that you can create, as the relics that you come across to aid you in your journey are more focused on mana cheat, health, or hit status effects. Another thing that I liked and will always like in games like this is classes that interact with the base set of cards. Playing as a shapeshifter feels substantially different than playing as a warrior or a mage. The mechanics that each of them provide work well with the decks and allow some cards that you would normally overlook to shine. The game also does a good job to never bombard you with enemies, as only 3 can be on the screen at any given time. The game is a little too simple at times. By this, I mean that you're never going to feel like your build is doing some crazy combo, because the relics that the game has to offer do not substantially change the gameplay. There are also not a significant amount of cards, limiting the archetypes that you can build within each deck. Even though each deck has their own set, it felt fairly limited compared to what you'll see in other games. Lastly, I think it's important to mention that it feels a lot shorter than it looks, and this is particularly because the enemies, minus the boss, have extremely low health pools, making getting rid of them a lot quicker than you'll find in other games. Despite the negative comments, I do think that it's a fun game, and at the price point of $1.99 definitely makes you feel like you're getting your money's worth. I spent around 6 hours with the game and only completed and finished completely one of the 5 classes that are available. Each class also has multiple difficulties, which don't change the gameplay too much, but do ratchet up the difficulty when it comes to bosses. I would recommend giving this game a try. If you have any recommendations for me to review, leave it in the comments section below. Otherwise, stay tuned in to Gaming in the Moment.